do have a timeout. Decide not to use it. Curry, way downtown. Bang! Bang! Oh, what a shot from Curry!
What's up, y'all? My name is Ethan. This is Courtside TV. And if you're new, don't forget to subscribe, and let's get into it. So, Gordon Hayward came out of nowhere to sign with the Charlotte Hornets. We have heard a lot of rumors about Hayward potentially wanting to do a sign and trade to go to the Indiana Pacers, or maybe remaining with Boston, or going to the New York Knicks with their cap space. But the Hornets were not really rumored until, right before it actually went down. And it ended up happening. He signed a 4-year deal for $120 million with the Hornets. They're just going to be able to sign him outright. They don't have to clear cap space. Well, they do have to clear cap space. They waived Nick Batum, who they'll pay $9 million a year for the next 3 using the waive and stretch provision. So Nick Batum will become a free agent, and Gordon Hayward will slide right into that cap space there. This one is kind of crazy because, like I said, we didn't really see this coming. It seemed like when free agency was opening, it was kind of trending towards Hayward going to the Pacers or remaining in Boston or potentially signing with the Knicks. But the Hornets just came in with and beat everybody's offer, basically. This is a lot of money for Gordon Hayward. No other team was willing to go this high, and that's why he decided to go here. The Hornets, for them, it's just kind of weird. I don't really get this one, to be honest. The Hornets, to me, should be building a young core, and especially with next year's draft class being so stacked, it makes the most sense for them to kind of just lay low and try to get another high lottery pick to develop alongside PJ Washington and LaMelo Ball and Miles Bridges. Add a fourth piece to that young core, and then you can really be in business in a couple of years. But putting Gordon Hayward on this team now probably puts them in a tier above like a bottom lottery team. Now they could always get lucky in the lottery and stuff like that, but they're gonna need some luck in the lottery in order to be able to get a high pick and draft one of those amazing players out of next year's class. So bringing in Gordon Hayward, it's good for them in the short term because it allows them to be a little bit more successful in the next couple of years, potentially challenge for the playoffs in the Eastern Conference, and it gets them a veteran who can come in and maybe teach some NBA skills to LaMelo and Devonte Graham and some of their younger pieces, and allow these guys more, a veteran mentor to develop them. So as for the basketball fit, their lineup, you can now try out a starting five of something like Devonte Graham and LaMelo and Hayward, Miles Bridges, or maybe Bridges will probably come off the bench then, I guess, and then PJ Washington at the 4, and then at the 5 probably Cody Zeller, and then also have Rozier off the bench along with Bridges, I guess is what this looks like. That's okay. It's a pretty good starting 5. I don't know. Is that an 8 seed in the Eastern Conference? Could be. I think they'll have competition. It'll be them, the Orlando Magic, the Hawks, who I talked about earlier. A couple other teams are in that mix vying there, but I think this puts them in a decent position to make a run at the playoffs. It just feels like this doesn't really align with the timeline, and it's a lot of money for Gordon Hayward. $30 million a season, plus they're paying $9 million a year to waive Nick Batum, so they're effectively paying like $39-40 million for Gordon Hayward for the first 3 years of this contract. That's max player money. Is Gordon Hayward a max player? I really don't think so. They're paying him like as much as teams are giving to like Steph Curry and James Harden and LeBron James. Gordon Hayward is obviously not on that tier, so it's just kind of like, it feels like they jumped the gun on this one. I get that you want to get some players in and try to be competitive, but to me it just makes the most sense for the Hornets to kind of wait this out, let LaMelo develop naturally, and bring in somebody in next year's draft, so then you can really have a good young core going. So we'll just have to see how good this Hornets team ends up being. How good is Hayward as a second or third option, maybe even first option on this team, depending on how good LaMelo is right away. How good is Hayward out the gate? Because obviously he had that ankle injury. We haven't really seen him in a prominent offensive role since then, because with the Celtics he was like the fourth banana behind Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown and Kemba last year, and then even earlier with Kyrie and Al Horford and stuff, he's just kind of struggled finding his role with that team. and coming off the bench at points. Here he'll be a clear starter, and he'll be relied upon to be a lead ball handler and carry the scoring load at nights, because as good as LaMelo might be right away, he's still a rookie. And Hayward, is probably the best player on the team right now, unless you really think Devonte is that good right now, or PJ Washington. But I don't know. This one doesn't really make much sense. Hayward at $30 million a year. It's just we could look at this in 3 or 4 years and say that was just as bad as the Batum signing. Or, he could end up working out. Maybe they flip him down the line. I don't know. That's kind of a lot of money to try to flip a guy like this, but maybe you can get some value out of him in 2 or 3 years if he's still good. But are the Hornets a playoff team? Right now, my money says no. I think I'd take the Hawks over them. I think I'd take, probably just the Hawks. I think that'll probably end up being the 9 seed. And I guess if there's a play-in game, they've got a shot to get in if they can, be in the mix there. Does this mean they trade Terry Rozier now? Because, drafting LaMelo, Devonte Graham as well, maybe Rozier doesn't quite fit as the lead ball handler. Or not even a lead ball handler, just like they don't really need his scoring anymore. Maybe you can flip him for like a defensive wing. I don't know. Or maybe there's a trade for Cody Zeller coming if they want to try to clear some salary. Because he's an expiring deal. Maybe you can find something out there. We thought that maybe it was going to be a sign and trade to Boston, but they ended up doing the Nick Batum wave and stretch instead of having to trade somebody else away to clear cap space. So, Gordon Hayward's on the Hornets now. It's kind of weird. I don't think he looked quite right in that jersey. It feels kind of strange. But, I don't know. This one's weird to me. Anyway, I'll probably see y'all tomorrow with some more free agency stuff. If you liked it, hit subscribe, leave a comment, tell me what you guys think about it. Leave a like as well, hit the bell if you want to. And I'll see you guys tomorrow.